Tonya Hofmann's fabulous. Tonya Hofmann's fabulous. Tonya Hofmann's fabulous, fabulous TV show. Tonya.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited that you're on the show today. We have, oh my gosh, we're going to have a blast like usual. We have the Cheryl Ginnings in the house. Yay! Hey, Cheryl.
Yay! I'm so excited, Tonya.
Right? And we're going to have a blast today like usual. Make sure you stick around to the end of the show because she's got a great special offer that's free for you to take advantage of. And then I have a couple of different special offers too. So what are we going to talk to you about today? You know, you have got to get into action. I am constantly talking to people and they're like, Tonya, I have to go get a job. I can't do this anymore because they're not focused on business. And business is sales. No matter how passionate you are about what you're doing, that is fantastic, but you have to figure out how to convert it into money because no matter what, unless you could just live off of what, you know, if you're financially wealthy and you could just live off of what you're doing, fantastic. But if not, you have got to make money like most of us.
That's right.
And so go out there and get help if you need help. If you're analytical, you need to find someone that's, you know, kind of fun and can do the marketing thing. If you're a marketing person, you need someone that's analytical to help you go through the steps to make sure things are done and you get things moving, you know. If you need a website person, go find a website person. If you need graphics, if you need someone to teach you things, whatever it is, there's people out there. And a lot of times people are just willing to help you. You just have to ask.
That's good.
And I know a lot of you ladies, especially, because I was like that. I never asked, you know, oh, I'll figure it out. I don't want to bother people.
Oh, boy. That's right.
Stop. People want to help you. Right, Cheryl? I mean, it is.
That's right.
People are there. People are kind. You know, most people, you just ask them, hey, I see you do that. How did you do that? And they'll go, oh, I did blah, 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 blah. You know, they'll tell you.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm looking forward to that too. And Tonya, you are just amazing because you've helped me so much to just grow and learn how to do things I've never done before. And this is just a short time that we've known each other. I'm so excited. I can't wait for the future. I'm on it with you.
Right? We're on that rocket ship, you know. Because, you know, what you have to do is stop and realize that it takes people to help. It takes a team. And if you're surrounding yourself by yourself, it's pretty lonely.
Yeah, it is.
So
yeah, we don't make very many, do we?
Right. And find nice people that are willing just to help you, you know, and take somebody to have coffee, take them to lunch, get on the phone. Hey, do you mind, you know, just taking a couple minutes? I have a question for you. Just ask people. And it's amazing who will step up and help you. And then when you reach that point where they're like, okay, well, you kind of need to hire me for that, then you know that you reached that limit and you really have to dive in because sometimes it takes a lot longer and it's a lot more in depth than what you're asking. You know, it's not a quick answer. So, you know, you got to learn, and you also got to learn to who do you resonate with. You know, if Cheryl didn't resonate with me, she wouldn't be here. You know, you have to find people that connect, and it's important that you connect. Don't take on clients or take on JV partners or have even best friends that aren't in your same alignment if they don't have the same value structure as you. You know?
That's right. That's right.
I had just the other day, it was so funny. There was two fabulous guys from New Jersey, and one of them was just adorable, and we just hit it off like as the first time. The other guy, he was just like the whole time on the phone, I don't understand what you're talking about. What do you mean by that? I just don't get it. What are you talking about? What do you do? And then, you know, I have a tendency to laugh. And he's like, and why are you laughing all the time? Was this serious? I'm like,
no.
Go away.
No, I don't.
Goodbye. I was like, I'm so sorry. You're just not, if you don't get me now, you're not going to get me later, and you certainly aren't going to get my association. So
that is so true. That is so true. We just have to connect.
And listen to your gut. You know, if you find somebody and you're talking to them and the little butterfly's going, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't care how much money you need to make right then. If you got diapers to put on the baby, it will go badly for you.
That's right. It will. It will.
So go find someone else fabulous. So I want to get to you, Cheryl. I'm so excited to have you on the day. So tell us a little bit about who you are and kind of your journey to where you are today.
Well, it's been a long journey. I grew up in a minister's home, so I've always known that. And about a year ago, my husband knew that we were going to make a change and that he was going to stop doing full-time ministry, and we were going to start doing more speaking and writing. And it's been amazing. I'm beside myself. I have encountered getting to be part of an international best-selling book for the first time. And I set a goal last year. I was at a convention and we had to write our purpose, our goals, and state them as if they'd already happened. And I got to stand before 3,000 people and tell them, I am an international author. I am an international speaker. I am a mother of a special needs child. I am so amazing. I'm powerful. I am in love with life. I can't wait to share what I know with other people. I'm just so full of gratitude. And when I got through, I think I had about 30 statements of I am. And when I got through, there was kind of a hush over the auditorium. And people were like, wow, did you feel that? And it was just like, well, I wasn't thinking of it for them. I was thinking, I'm going to say what I'm going to do this next year. And it's already happened. And I am just beside myself. And every time I turn around, there is somebody there that is saying, would you write some more? Would you like to speak? Would you like to tell us about your book? And so I'm just here to say, don't quit. Take on a new life. Be repurposed in life. And if you don't like what you're doing, find another way to do it. And there are so many things that I've taken, so many classes. I have just expanded my brain, and I can't wait to put into practice everything I'm learning. My problem is I want to do it all. And just like you said, I've got to find people that are good at what they do. And so I just hired a coach, and she's amazing. And I am just so excited because I need somebody that's going to help guide me through some of the things that I can get out there and I can do the public part, and then some of the other is just harder for me. I get overwhelmed. So I am, I know. Well, I have an amazing story because I have a special needs child that is, I call him my child. He is 44 years old, and he is the sweetest young man. He has cerebral palsy. He's never walked. He can hardly talk about anything. And just a few years ago, where he was living, I got this horrible call that no parent ever wants to get. And they said, Cheryl, we hate to tell you, but Blake has been abused. Oh. And I was so angry, and I jumped in that car, and we went down there to go see what had happened to him. And to have somebody that lays in the bed, is not giving you trouble, always wakes up in a good mood, it's just, I cannot understand people who can be mean. Well, it took 3 days for them to get a doctor's appointment, and when we went in, she got onto him for not bringing him in right away. Well, then they changed the story and said, oh, well, we think now maybe he fell out of the bed or he bumped himself doing something else. Was not the problem. So I jumped in the car and I told my husband, I don't know when I'll be back, but I'm going to find another place. And he is in the Texas system. So I took off and I interviewed 14 companies. Everybody I met was better than what we had to deal with. And God opened the door for the most amazing family to come into our lives. They are our kids, and their kids are our grandkids. They love Blake. The grandparents love Blake, and they always want to keep him, which is the first time in my life I've ever had this peace about knowing if anything happened to me, I know Blake will be cared for. And most parents of handicapped children never have that feeling. So that part of my life has been just like an open door. And a few years ago, I got my degree in communication with an honors degree from helping families with special needs children, trying to understand where communication breaks down. And that was from Sam Houston. Yay! So that's part of this. And this year I am speaking, I'm writing. I am just so excited to be part of Public Speakers Association. I can't wait for June. It's going to be amazing to be with all these people. And I'm starting a group here in Oklahoma, and I am meeting people right and left, and I'm getting to see who else is interested. And it's like, everybody's sitting there waiting on somebody to start. So here we go.
And a lot of times you don't realize how much you're the catalyst for so many people's lives.
We don't.
People are like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for something to come into my life, and here you are walking in to help me, you know?
That's right. And I just love it. And, you know, I go and I'll talk to Rotary groups. I've talked to groups that help provide the tricycles for children who have disabilities.
Yes.
I've talked to church groups, and I tell them the story and encourage them. Don't just look at people for their disability. Look at what they can do and encourage that part of them. You know, we have so much negativity in our world, and we just need people to, like you said, surround us with positive statements. Read positive statements every day. Listen to good things. Don't feed on the bad things. Yes. And then look for opportunities to make somebody else's life better. You know?
My gosh. I've got so many friends with disabilities. I mean, I have a speech disability, which most people don't realize.
No.
Myself and my whole family mostly, you know, have, it's almost like dyslexia, but it's even beyond dyslexia. And so there's some things that it just makes it a challenge, you know, and I thought, well, I can't be a speaker, you know, I can barely put words together. But, you know, a lot of times I have an opportunity to change somebody's life because I show them my vulnerability. You know, it's just who I am. I can't pretend not to have it.
That's right. But I don't see it. But, you know, the neatest thing, this family that loves Blake, when we moved him that day, they drove all the way over from Denison, Texas to Wichita Falls to help us move him. And when we got back to their house, we had to have a moving van to move, you know, all this stuff. There was a whole yard full of people waiting to welcome Blake, and they started nailing all of his things on his wall that minute that we arrived. And then they brought in this cake that made me cry because it was a cake that said, "Welcome home, Blake." And it had all these baseball players on there. Well, I mean, for the first time in his life, he's gone to NASA. Down in Houston, he's gone to Texas Ranger ball games. If anybody's got free tickets, hey, I got it that needs it. And they want to bring him to San Antonio to a place called Morgan's Place. I don't know much about it, but it's designed by another family that every time they took their child in a wheelchair, they would find she couldn't do anything. So they created this amusement park geared to children that had some kind of a disability and that they couldn't ride rides because they were in a wheelchair. I love it. People just create things because they see a need and it's a gap that wasn't filled. Absolutely. So I love it.
Absolutely. I've got so many amazing friends. I have a lady that she's quadriplegic. I mean,
like his too.
She can't move anything, right? She can move her head and she can talk. But she has a doctorate's degree. She does psychology. She's written books. She's even learned to move her hand enough to paint, you know, and she's sitting around on her wheelchair and she's so independent. Her husband is completely blind, and yet he has gone and done amazing things in the Texas government, you know, so just because, you know, you have something that's keeping you back doesn't mean it should ever keep you from being held back.
That's right. And you know, Blake was at Brenham, the first place that was wonderful for us. And because of his limitation, he only had one hand that he could actually use. So they taught him to use his arm to take the long motion, to get the range of motion. He decorated 14 Southern Dental Clinics in Houston. Texas A&M honored him as a special artist, and people started ordering his pictures, and we've got a lot of his paintings, and it's amazing. I love it. He's got one in Seattle at the University of Washington Medical School, and so there's so many wonderful things that have happened, and I just think sometimes people limit their lives. They don't understand. You don't have to be limited. You know, if you can't do something, find a way to make something else happen. Exactly. And so we're always looking, you know, so if anybody knows more things, that's great.
You know, it's like, you know, why should I be whining about my disability when these other people have overcome huge obstacles, you know?
Right. And that's the way I look at it, too. This whole family that I just absolutely love so very much has actually, they've just changed our lives. And Blake just, in fact, can I show you a picture? This is Blake right here. And this is Blake with his caretaker that is like a mom, only he's older than her. Now, that's hard to do. Be older than your mom. Exactly. She loves him. Oh, she loves him. But she has dyslexia. And her husband does. So they said, we understand some of these problems. And so it's real funny because she's finishing her degree at Durant, Oklahoma. And it's in arts and special education. And she said, I had trouble last year trying to find a babysitter that would stay with Blake while I had to go to school because she has to drive like 30 minutes. And the teacher said, just bring him. So he got to go with her to college. So.
Nice.
And you know, I have to tell you this, Tonya, because where he was before, the day that we moved him, I got a package in the mail after I got home from moving him. And they believed him to be about a 2-month-old. I get him over here to a different environment, and she goes, wow, Blake, you're so smart. You can add in your head. You can do this and you can do that. And she would say, I'm going to start teaching you Spanish. Oh, amazing. It's the difference in the eyes. And there was a quote I just saw, and it was like, the eyes don't make any difference if the mind can't see. And I just think that is it. Yep. If you don't have eyes to see what is not seen yet, to have vision, you know, the Bible even talks about where there is no vision, the people perish. Well, it's true. You know, we have to have some vision to see in the future, and that's how companies have been invented. Yes. There's a book that was written on Who Stole My Customer? And the point is, nobody. Somebody said, before you said, oh, I wish I had a phone I could carry in my hand, somebody thought of it. Yep. And they made your life easier because they're thinking outside of the box. And they're saying, okay, if you're here and you need to talk to somebody, how are you going to do it? Okay, we invented it. Now, look at us. We're on the TV together. We are in different places. We're communicating. We're having a great time. Exactly. You know, we're having a party of two, and it's going to explode into a party of however many watch it. So
exactly. We'll have a little party. Who says you can't have a party even of one, you know? I wake up every day and I'm like, woohoo!
I'm going to have to learn to do that.
You know, you've got to say, today I'm going to have fun.
That's right.
I mean, and you're the only one who can decide to do that. If you don't decide to have fun that day, it's up to you.
That's right.
So even if you're doing things like, you know, filling up the gas tank, you know, with gas, make it a fun, exciting thing. I had to change my point of view because I was so negative, you know, and I totally get why I was negative. You know, I had a really horrible, you know, childhood and lots of things that happened in my life. So I always learn to see everything in a negative viewpoint. And I said, okay, from this point on, I'm going to look at everything as an amazing viewpoint. I'm a positive viewpoint. And I started looking at even things like filling up the gas tank. I'm not just filling up the gas tank and spending money on gas. I am going to get to go someplace. I get to have
That's
a car
right.
to get me places.
Right. I don't live in a
People don't have
third world country where people don't have anything. We just don't realize how blessed we are until we stop and we think, and every day we need to count our blessings. Don't count your troubles, count your blessings. I work with a company that is just so awesome because they're always teaching you positive things. And they're saying, send cards to show kindness, one card at a time. And so after I did my I am statements, I decided I was going to make myself a card. And I made this great big card. And on the front of it, I picked a picture that, well, in fact, I'll show you. It's wonderful because I found a picture. Can you see that? And it's a road. And I put on there, the journey within is evidenced without. And that was my feeling about what I was doing. I have come a long way from learning how to set a goal in a positive I am statement. And then on the inside, I just put all of my statements to remind me daily. I'm an eagle. I'm out there. I am wonderful. I'm powerful. And I have so much influence over people. And thank you, God, for everything you've done for me, because He's blessed me more than I deserve.
Yeah, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise, I'm fabulous. I own my fabulousness.
I just, I think if we would become grateful people more often, we would see how much richer our lives truly are.
I know, I saw a big SUV today, and their license plate said grateful on it. And it just made my heart just feel so happy, and because every night I go to bed and I say what I'm grateful for. I just kind of list it out. And if something happened that day, then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for that thing that happened, and what's going to happen the next day and who I'm going to meet the next day. So it's,
and you don't know how your day is going to be. But, if we would just quit trying to impress the whole world and remember the only one that we have to impress is ourselves, and to stay on top of the best of us and think of good things that we are capable of doing or capable of learning to do. Exactly. We would all just be such amazing people.
And start listening, right?
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Many people don't stop talking. Close your mouth.
Oh, you talking to me? That is right.
One of the problems that a lot of people have, especially in sales, right? Is it's all about them. Me, 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 me. And that's all the person hears is me, 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 me. Instead of, so tell me, Cheryl, tell me about you. And you stop. And you let the person talk, and that's part of communication, is actually caring about the other person enough to listen to them.
Right. And I that's one thing I have to constantly remind myself. Did you ever read a book? It's an old one. It's called The Awesome Power of the Listening Ear. And it's an incredible book. If you've never read that, put it on your reading list to find it, because it really is good.
Well, we really do sent me a beautiful card. I think I have it back here. See right there. Cheryl sent me a beautiful card. It has my big old picture on it. And I was like, oh, hey, there's me. And she sent me some yummy brownies. Okay, I did not need those, but I certainly enjoyed every single
good. Well, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And that's the part of doing the cards that just is a blessing to me, because I see how people are so happy to receive cards. I have to tell you this funny story, because you make your card online and then you can click send it to as many people as you want. Well, I noticed on Facebook, my daughter had taken the grandkids out to the fields, and a butterfly had landed perfectly on my little granddaughter's nose with the wings spread out. And I thought, oh, how incredible. Who's ever seen a butterfly landing on the nose? So I took her picture off of Facebook and I uploaded it onto a card. And on the inside, I put, I just wanted you to know, you've heard of butterfly kisses. I just wanted you to know I'm sending some to you and that you're well thought of. Love, Bonnie and Cheryl. And I'm telling you, the people came up to my husband. They were hugging him, thanking him for the card. He didn't even know what I'd sent. But people were amazed. But the funny thing that happened was I was on my computer and it was hanging. Have you ever had a computer that just hangs there? It won't go, won't go, won't go. So I kept hitting go, go, go. And finally I gave up. I went to bed. I woke up the next morning. I looked at my email and it says, thank you for your order. Thank you for your order. Well, I had sent 100 and something cards to these people. All right. So that's a lot of money. And I decided, okay, I better call the company. And I called them and I said, whoops, I have a problem because this set of 103 cards, I think it was, I have 2 orders that went through. Can you stop one? Well, they print them that night and they're in the mail before you wake up and they're addressed, they're stamped. I don't ever go to the post office for anything anymore. Thank you. I just love send out cards for that reason. But anyway, they checked on my account and they said, Cheryl, since that happened to you, we will refund you the money for one set of the cards. That was $49 for stamps.
Wow.
Plus all of my points. And I was just like, are you kidding? That's amazing. They're such a wonderful company, and it's all about you. What you do is always to show gratitude without expecting anything in return.
I know.
Now, companies
That's so
do that.
important.
But, a lot of times when I was in real estate, I can remember being taught to send cards to people. So I'd hire somebody, come in and write me some thank you notes. And their handwriting would be crummy and I couldn't send it. Or they misspell words and I was just embarrassed. But, now I don't have to worry because I click it and send it. So if anybody is interested, can I go ahead and tell them what I'm going to do? Okay. If you will write me within the next 2 days, I will give you some free cards to help you try it out. And if you like it and decide that you want to use it, there's no obligation. If you don't like it, that's fine. It does not take the place of a business that you have, but you can make money with it. But it improves the business that you have. But if you'll try it and make it about another person, not yourself. I mean, even though you can make them to remind yourself of something, but if you'll make a card and send it to somebody, I'll pay for the stamps even to let you try it. But I need to hear from you. It's a short window. And if somebody decides that they really want to do it as a business, I will give them a whole month of cards, which is an amazing gift. Okay, that's a wow gift. So I'm so excited to help people do what they want to do. With you? Oh, that's a good thing. Okay, let me give you my email address first. They can link in with me on Facebook because I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn as Cheryl Ginnings, but my name, and it's spelled CHERYL G, like an old cotton gin, GINNINGS. And then if they'll just put Cheryl Ginnings at gmail.com or go to my website that's CherylJennings.com and say, I raise my hand, I want to try it. I would love to help people do that. Nice. It's just a gift I will give them. And awesome. It's amazing.
When I first started the Public Speakers Association, I sent out some thank you cards to some of the people that had kind of gotten in early, and just to tell them that I was really appreciative. And I had people calling me crying that they felt so thrilled that they got a card for me. So everyone, take advantage of Cheryl's offer. If you're listening to this on the recording, no problem. Just contact her. She wants to hear from you. And she's such a lovely person.
Let me tell you, it's talking about people crying. I've had them cry too. But I've also had an older couple that has been going through cancer and Alzheimer's that I kept sending cards to. And he literally 2 times walked out the door and shook my hand with some money in it. And I said, oh, no, I don't want your money. And he said, you go have a good dinner on me, you and your husband. And I was like, are you kidding? I just sent cards. But the cards are personal. You upload your own handwriting. You can put your own, wow to it, whatever you want to do. But it's just it's so touching. Yes. You get mail and you look at it, and the first thing you do, if it looks like it's an advertisement, you rip it up and you throw it away. You don't even open it a lot of times. Yeah. We get so much email, I can't get it off. That's what I need help with. I have about 25,000 emails on my computer. No wonder it goes down on me, huh?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's hard to get to it. So
Yeah.
I really need to just sit down and make sure that I'm telling people every day, I love you. I'm thinking of you. I was so glad to meet you.
Yeah.
You made my day.
Perfect. Well, you made my day for being on the show. I appreciate you being on today.
Oh, thank you, Tonya. This is such a pleasure to work with you. If I could do anything for anybody out there, I would just be more than happy to do that.
Nice. Yes. And make sure you check up on Cheryl. She's launching a group in Lawton, Oklahoma.
Yay!
Oklahoma area, look her up. Also, you want to make sure you come to the Public Speakers Conference, June 14th through the 17th in San Antonio, Texas. We have all the movers, the shakers, the nicest people you'll ever meet, people that are going to sit there and help you and answer your questions. And you get to meet Cheryl in person. You get to meet me in person.
Right.
And we actually, give hugs and everything. So
That's right.
to know who you are. So go to Public Speakers with an S, conference.com, and you can take $100 off the attendance fee. If you put Tonya Hofmann in the coupon code. So Tonya Hofmann, get $100 off, and you can come. So it'll only be $449 for you to come to an entire 4-day event that will blow you away. Plus, we're giving free VIP tickets still. So make sure that you jump in on that so you get one of those VIP tickets for free.
Yay!
So thank you for coming. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
See you all next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.